Hello everyone, my name is Rammohan Reddy. So recently I have tested COVID positive. I've recovered from it, and I'm getting better. So I just wanted to share my journey. What I went through these times, and I hope it would be useful for others. Please get tested if you have symptoms more than 2 days. If it's a normal fever, it doesn't last more than 2 days. If it's a normal headache, it doesn't last more than 2 days. So if you have symptoms, there are many symptoms for COVID. Some get headache, some get cold, some cough, some have breathing problems. So there are many other symptoms. If you last for more than 2 days, please get tested. I have seen people who said to me personally, please don't get tested. I just don't know what to talk about. They said, if you if you test positive for it, no one comes to your house. You can't go. Neighbors, what they talk, what people in apartments say. They might ask you to vacate. These things people said to me. Please don't get tested. Just take tablets, medication. Everyone is using. These are the things people, ఇట్లాంటివన్నీ చెప్పారు నాకు పీపుల్. బట్ ఐ నవ్వాలో వాళ్ళ గురించి ఏమనుకోవాలో నాకు అర్థం కాలేదు అసలుకి. I immediately went for test when my symptoms were not going for more than 2 days. I was tested positive. So firstly, I got headache with slight cold. So you tend to know about your body, right? So I thought I might get fever also. So I took Dolo 650 and citration for 2 days. Continuously I took for 2 days. So my headache didn't go. Cold, it was also on and off. So when I sleep for night, my nose would be blocked. So that was for 2 days. So then my symptoms didn't grow, but cold and headache also didn't go. So then I consulted my doctor. He was an RMP doctor in my village. So I called him up. So he said, I asked him, should I get tested for COVID? So he said, then let's wait. So he gave me a couple of tablets to take for a 3 days course. So he said, you will be fine. You take this course for 3 days. Let's see after that. So I took the tablets for 3 days. So immediately the third day, after 2 days, when I called my doctor, the third day. So in the night, I was feeling like I'm not able to taste and smell. Then I went to, I just sprayed the deodorant on my hand and I smelled it. So I was able to smell it. So then it's okay. That's not the problem. I have cold, so it might be due to that. So next day when I woke up in the morning, so I couldn't smell anything. I couldn't taste. So I thought, this is the first sure COVID. I have to test. I should definitely get tested. Then I said my experience, what people say, not to get tested. So I didn't listen to them. So but I thought, I searched for to get a slot to get tested. So they were after 2 days. So I took the medication what my doctor gave for 3 days. So still no, I had severe headache, I had cold, my sense of taste and smell are gone. So after this 3 days course also, I went for test. I got a slot, so I went for test, and the same day night I was tested positive. So then I called up my mama. So he called up to a family doctor, family friend. He's a doctor at Gandhi Hospital. So I talked to him. So he prescribed me some medicines. He asked me to take for 10 to 12 days. So he asked me, to check my oxygen levels. If my oxygen levels dropped below 95, he asked me to intimate him. So he also suggested to test the temperature daily on a daily basis. So I didn't have fever at all. So I thought I would get fever, but I didn't get a fever. The only loss of sense of taste and smell, headache, severe headache, and cold were my sole symptoms. So what people tend to think about people, persons who got COVID, right? They got 2 weeks of time. They can binge watch Netflix, Amazon. People bring food for them. They are free, they can't do anything, they just enjoy. They think like this. But the case is not like that. So fortunately my parents were not with me. They were in my village, so I was in Hyderabad. So more than 2 weeks I was all alone in home. My brother stays nearby, so my brother and my sister-in-law, so they took care of me. But it was tough. Those 2 weeks were tough. So I was all alone. So I happened to see only my brother and sister-in-law once or twice a day. That's it. No, I did not see anyone. Literally no one. So it was like, I also thought, I can watch all the series now. I can watch Netflix, Amazon. I'll complete all the movies, series. Trust me, I was not able to watch single episode of any series. The entire 2 weeks, I managed to see only two films. That too, I thought, what was happening? What is happening? I thought of watching everything. I don't know how time flied. So I was fine for 4 days. So suddenly after fifth day I started panicking. I happened to listen to a couple of bad news. I was watching news that day. So I felt uncomfortable in my chest. I told myself, that's not what you're thinking. That is due to gas. So because I experienced that before also. So when you don't eat on time, I was taking more tablets. So it was gas. So I told myself, please don't panic. It was for 2 days. That 2 days were hell. I didn't say to anyone. So because they would definitely panic. So because my oxygen levels were fine. My oxygen levels, my temperature were fine. So I didn't panic. That was a lie. I was panicking for 2 days. So that day, even I ordered food night. I wanted to eat something spicy. So I had my dinner. I took my tablets, but late night I wanted to eat something spicy. So I ordered food. So I was waiting. Why I was waiting for my food. So the delivery boy calls. Sir, I'm at your apartment, sir. Please come and take food. So I said, so is this the apartment name you are near? I said, no, sir. He says different name. Then I happened to check the address. I posted some different address which is 10 kilometers away. That added more fuel to my panic. I was already low. I wanted to eat something. That didn't happen. It made me still low. So it lasted for 2 days, and I was fine after 2 days. I happened to see a film. So it made me feel good. I that feeling was, I happened to see the Great Indian Kitchen. So it's a film of a housewife. How she deals with a kitchen. So people who sees this film, they would never complain of someone who is kitchen. What are you doing in the kitchen? Why does it take so much time? I was all alone in the house for first 4 5 days. My I happened to clean the house. I happened to I should all wash the utensils and all. After fifth time, it was hectic for me. So whenever you wash utensils, the water comes onto you. You have to clean. It was horrible. So I happened to see this film. After that, I felt very bad. You ask your mother when you're small. Now also, ma, what are you doing in the kitchen for so much time and all. Please see this film. Every man should see this film, and you will never complain about you'll never complain about your wife, your mother, or doesn't matter. Everyone who is in the kitchen, you'll never complain. Such a wonderful film it was. So it changed me. The perception of what I think, what women do in kitchen. That changed me. uh, I was mostly on leave for these 2 weeks. My brother and my sister-in-law stays nearby, so they took care of me. They used to come twice. Bring me tiffin, lunch, and dinner. So my sister-in-law would say, come to home, no problem. You can have lunch here. We'll wear mask. We'll sit in distance, no problem. But I would say, oh no, I'm high. You guys will get infected. No, I'll not come. Just bring me. So that brought tears to my eyes when she said that. But people during these times, they don't come to see you. They think that they get infected only by seeing you. These words made me emotional, but I didn't say to her. They took very good care of me. I used to call my brother. I wanted to you know I wanted to eat sweet now, bring me something. He used to get me pastries. I wanted to eat spicy. My mother sister-in-law would make lunch or dinner spicy. So I'm very thankful to them. So my mama used to call me daily. He was an alarm for me. So he used to call, what is your temperature, what is your oxygen levels. Mm. My cousins used to call me, my brother, my other brother who stays in Karnal, he used to call me. So he used to call me 4 to 5 times a day. That made me feel good. I was all alone. I don't know what was happening with me. I used to sit idle and all. So these things, these things made me happy, feel good about myself. That there are people who care for me. It made me a bit emotional also sometime, but it was all good. It was all worth it. These 2 weeks, it was all worth it for these people. My my parents were there anyway. Given a chance, my mom would call me every second. Um, so it made me feel good about myself. So one thing everyone should keep in mind is that the amount of care you take to not get infected with COVID, you should take even more care. You should not be the reason because someone else got infected. That should be your primary, that should be your primary goal. You should not be the reason that someone gets infected. So if you get symptoms, please get tested. You might have very good immune system so that you can cope up with it, and you happen to roam here and there, and someone might get infected because of you, but he might not be very with very good immune system, and you should not be a reason something happens to him. Please take care of that. If you have symptoms, please stay home, don't roam. So don't be the reason to get someone else get infected. So that's very wrong. So not everyone is privileged at these times. I have a good job, my company pays me, so I happen to have separate room, separate bathroom. So it was very easy for me. I had my brother, my sister-in-law to take care of me. So I had people calling up. So I was very privileged to have them. Not everyone is so privileged. So doctors say, if you are infected, stay in separate room. You should have separate bathroom. Many people don't have that. They might have all staying in single room. So please take care when you step out. Please don't be a reason someone gets infected. I happened to test negative after 2 weeks, but I didn't get headache and cold. I didn't have them for after almost 10 days. I was free from headache and cold, but my sense of taste and smell were slowly coming. My sense of smell was 50 to 60%, and my sense of taste was still low. So but I tested negative, so was happy. So I celebrated with by having an ice cream. So everyone was congratulating me. So when I said I tested negative, so I didn't know how to react when they were saying congratulations. But I was fortunate. That's not the case with everyone. What's going in the country and worldwide. So I was fortunate. I took that congratulations. I was thankful. I said thank you. So later I made introspection. So I thought for myself, the lifestyle which I made for myself, was for the past 1.5 year, might be the reason I could pull off this. I might have built very good immune system for myself. So actually, I was very skinny until 2020 January. I was a very skinny guy. My weight was my highest weight was 58. That's it. I never crossed 58. But I happened to change my lifestyle after 2020 January. I I thought, this is not the thing. I happen to eat all the junk food. I always had junk food, because I wanted to gain weight. So I thought eating junk food was the only reason. So all my life I ate junk food. I would eat pani puri, I would eat fried rice, I would eat chicken noodles, I would eat pizza, burger, everything. Name one thing which is not healthy, I would eat that. I ate that all my life. Until 2020 January, that was my lifestyle. I ate all the junk food. After even before the this COVID thing in 2020 January, I thought I should change my lifestyle. So then I thought I started to exercise. I happened to order cup. I happened to have small gym at home. Dumbbells. Skipping. I used to do these things. I started with the very small. I started with very little. So very little exercising. I happened to do yoga. Not really yoga, but stomach exercises. I happened to do that. So then I slowly changed my food habits. So whole 1 year, 2020, whole 1 year, I never drank these thumbs up cola. I never drank these drinks. I The amount of salt intake also, it was very little. I never ate pani puri, these junk food, for 1 year. I didn't look at them actually. So I used to have only fruits. I used to have juices for my breakfast. I happened to eat very little rice. I used to have my dinner by 7:30 or 8 in the night. Then I started. When I was eating junk food, I never gained weight. When I happened to eat healthy and exercising, I slowly started gaining weight actually. So that felt good for myself. I was no more that skinny. I was very thin. My weight. It was my weight gain. I was gaining about 5 kilos. So I was 63. That made me feel good. So slowly I was gaining weight. I was up to 65. So I was happy. Then 2020 year end and 2021 starting, this COVID thing just came down. So meetups with friends, cousins, traveling started. So I happened to miss my lifestyle. you know I happened to eat junk food. I drank soft drinks. So I those 2-3 months, I forgot myself. So I ate everything, all the junk food. I didn't exercise. After 3 months, I happened to check my weight. I was shocked. I was 70 kilos. 69 point seven something. I was shocked for myself. What? But I felt happy. But I was 70 because all my life I was skinny. But the after looking at that, I was happy actually. Then literally after 1 week, 1 week or 10 days, I got this COVID. Getting COVID was a reality check for me. I was having you were having very good lifestyle. You were having very good food habits. Then you changed. Then you ate all the junk food. Then COVID came. I started eating healthy again. That was a reality check for me. So I happened to change again. I started eating healthy again. you know it all depends on your body. How you cope with any health problems. It all depends on your body. So I think having healthy lifestyle, having healthy food, exercising would would make your immune system better. And at times like these, that helps. So you never know what future holds for us. This was uncertain. COVID was uncertain for us. So you never know how future works. So try to build very healthy body, very good immune system, so that it helps you to go through these phases. So that's all I can say. So because I personally felt that change. That change I felt in myself. When you eat healthy, when you look good, seeing your body, not not literally have your six pack and all, but when you grow weight, when you eat healthy, you feel good about yourself. Your mental health, when you exercise, your mental health also changes. You feel good. That's all. At the end of the day, that should be your motto. You should feel good about yourself. that what happens when you have a healthy lifestyle. So please build a healthy lifestyle.